Providing families with a chance at home ownership gives them a sense of security, stability, and a sense of dignity. And thanks to generous volunteers just like you and the efforts of Habitat for Humanity Windsor-Essex, two lucky families can now have the honor and distinction of calling themselves homeowners for the very first time, thanks to the organization's Super Build wrap-up of 2011. Habitat for Humanity was first established in Windsor in 1994, and since that time, they've helped to restore, refurbish, and construct more than 50 homes. And due to the overwhelming support that this year's Super Build wrap-up has received from both the general public and its corporate partners, the event has been extended by the organization for one more week through July 24th. And if you're interested in lending a hand, here is how you can become engaged in the process. The builds are taking place at two separate locations at the corner of 1094 Dawson Road and 1088 Lawrence Road. All volunteers are being asked to report to the build site tent at 8:30 at the end of Raymar Road in steel-toed shoes in order to be registered properly and receive instruction on all of the safety procedures and precautions, as well as being outfitted with any other necessary safety equipment. Habitat for Humanity first expanded to Canada in 1985, and since that point, they've helped provide safe, decent, and affordable housing to approximately 1,800 Canadians in 10 provinces and 2 territories. Laura Gould is the executive director of Habitat for Humanity Windsor-Essex, and she says that there are some common misconceptions about the organization that the public has to be educated on so that they're not deceived.
Well, Habitat itself attempts to eliminate poverty through home ownership. Probably the biggest message I would like people to, because most people do know that Habitat is about house building and they think houses are given away. All our families buy the houses from us. We hold the mortgages. Now the mortgages are interest-free, so that is a tremendous help. But all of these families have to have an income and they work and they have to pay a mortgage. So we want people to know that we're not giving houses away, that these families are working alongside us, partnering with all the volunteers and supporters that we get, and they're buying that house from Habitat. And then all their mortgage payments go into a fund that then builds future houses.
Tessa Ridgewello is the Family Support Officer for Habitat, and she discusses the fact that it's becoming increasingly difficult to offer services to the growing number of people applying for help because of the tough economic times.
It's really difficult to say right now, what with the fluctuating economy. Habitat Windsor has an influx of applications, and unfortunately, we're having the most applications at this time where we're finding people are falling well below our cutoff, which is $20,000 a year combined household income. And that's very telling, in particular in Windsor and Essex County, as families are finding themselves out of work or being changed from full-time to part-time employment. And unfortunately, they're falling even beneath the Habitat cutoffs for minimum income requirements, which is very, very challenging for us right now to try and work with families to find a solution to this problem.
Solving the problem of the cycle of poverty can often feel like an insurmountable task. But if you're willing to sacrifice your time, a hammer, and some nails, you can go a long way in helping to defeat this troubling epidemic because, after all, every little bit helps. So roll up your sleeves and get involved and help Habitat for Humanity make a house a home. For CFTV, I'm Kevin McShan.